Kelly Asbury was the perfect person to direct this film for me for a number of reasons. Number one, I knew him and really liked him. We'd worked together about 20 years before then. So that was nice. But also because he has such an extensive background in animation. He has been a story artist, he's been an artist and a production designer. He knows animation so well. He loves musicals. He's worked on a number of them. He had a previous working relationship with Chris Lennertz, our composer. When we were communicating with our crew in several different locations, he was able to instantly develop a rapport with them and a vocabulary with them that really expedited the process for everybody to get on the same page creatively. And he has such a great sense of humor overall. Which I think is also really helpful about a film that's about joy and happiness, is to work with someone who also has a great sense of humor. The one advantage of working on a musical is that music speaks to the heart so well, and the characters can speak very directly about what they want or what they're feeling without it being corny, and in a way that it feels very profound for you as an audience member. And you also are able to get through a lot of information that you wouldn't normally be able to stomach, I think, in a way, if you do it through music. And one of the first songs that we heard was the opening number, Couldn't Be Better. And there was something so exciting about hearing that take on it, because I thought, I haven't really heard a musical number like this in an animated feature before, in which the whole town gets together, and then at the end, they all collapse in exhaustion and start panting. I thought that was great. And but that seemed so perfect for our movie, that they would have this exuberance that they were willing to just show at the end of the song. And then Lou, by contrast, who is all about perfection, is so much more polished. And we had to convey a number of different rules about perfection and what he did and what his role was. And the music really helped to explain that in a way that I don't think that we could have conveyed as quickly or as emotionally as him singling out people and saying, you're not perfect enough, you're not perfect enough. There's something about him doing that makes you understand what that's like for the people involved, much more than him explaining it. So it was a collaboration between Chris Lennertz, the composer, and Glenn Slater, the songwriter. And they came out very early, and we discussed what our outline was at the time and what we thought would happen at various points. And we talked about where a song would make sense. And they had a lot of experience and a lot of opinions about where the song should take place, not having a song too close to another song, and how the transition from one part, from the first act to the other, should happen, as an example. And so it was very helpful also seeing what they thought that they could take if we had a story problem, if a song would work well for it, or if that would be better handled by animation and story. And so once we could kind of place in those songs, then we could divide up the task between us. And they would go and try something. We would prioritize the songs in terms of what we thought was important to land first about the characters of the story. And they would go write a demo, and then we would respond to it, and then it would affect story, or we would do something in story and send it to them, and it would affect them, and we sort of went back and forth, and it grew together as we went forward. But they always had such insightful comments that were different from our story team in a way, but super helpful to have that perspective.